A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And once again, as you can hear, we have the beautiful cuckoo bird just in perfect time for the channeling. Alright, so let's get started. In today's session, I would be talking about a statement which is spoken in a childlike manner. So, how would a child say, I am you and you are me? So in this session, that statement is, me is you and you is me. So you can imagine a little child saying this. Now, this is actually coming from the divine masculine for the divine feminine. That you are mine and I am yours. But he's also saying that you and me are the same. This type of statement or these types of statements can only come from the divine masculine's heart when he has made a profound discovery about the nature of his relationship with the divine feminine. And I will explain this energy. In this channeling, I will explain how he reaches to this conclusion as well. And there would be some guidance also. For personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box first. It's right below this video. And once you are sure, then please write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything about your journey before I do the reading. Okay? Because then the readings will not be genuine. If the reader knows so much about your life already, like I've noticed a lot of twin flame readers or healers, they ask you to send everything about the twin flame journey in advance. And later on they answer the questions. So I'm not going to compare any type of work we do here with anyone, but it's very logical and practical to understand that you cannot get accurate answers without any biases if you know so much about the journey beforehand. So we will talk about the journey also, but we will do it during the reading, or we will do it as the questions proceed, because you would be sending me some of the questions that you would be asking about the twin flame journey. When it comes to therapy sessions, and therapies are also very important because therapies bring a shift in the energy. Readings are good because they answer your questions, but therapies are going to uplift you, bring you out from your darkness, or help you fall in love with your shadow self, and transmutate the anger and the frustration and the fear-based energies, insecure energies, weak energies into the energy of unconditional love. Of course, the work would be done by the individual itself. So during the therapies, you're going to be sharing various facets of your life. And with this information, we would be able to heal the wounded inner child, and that would lead to a union situation, union energies, a 5D union. You can also get my book, In the Name of Love, which has 5 channel twin flame stories based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. Connect with me on Instagram at the Sunamoon Goddess, and you can also subscribe to the Sunamoon vlogs to get interesting content supporting Ascension lifestyle. Yes, Ascension is a lifestyle because Ascension brings out the most authentic energy of you. Now, because you're talking about you is me and me is you, understanding this you is very important as well. Like, we are trying to understand why the divine masculine ran away, or why the divine masculine runs away. He comes back, he's apologetic, he wants to change things, but it's the same story all over again. In many cases, there is no contact, no communication, because the two people have drifted apart physically. In some cases, the twin flame couple is living under the same roof, but still they cannot see eye to eye, each other eye to eye. They have so much anger and frustration with each other. And there is no way how to shift this energy, how to uplift this energy. Why the divine masculine doesn't want to do any inner work, or why the divine masculine is so irritated by the divine feminine, or why he is always looking for ways to ignore her and neglect her. Now we obviously know that both of them are raised in a narcissistic environment. In a narcissistic environment, either the person is raised by enablers or neglectors. The divine feminine gets the template of the neglected child, and the divine masculine gets the template of the enabled or the overprivileged child. This is the reason why there is opposite polarity and there is so much fiction, as we all know by now. But there are many things that play out. Now there are different types of twin flame also. Certain twin flame types we see in the materialistic world, but in the spiritual world also, there is a type. Now, one of them gets ascended before the other. But there's always this sort of you can say even a runner-chaser dynamic happens here. Like first the divine masculine gets awakened, and then he starts looking for true love. By the time the feminine is in a false twin relationship, most probably, and she is done with it, so they find each other somehow, they connect with each other somehow, and then there are sparks everywhere, obviously, because the stage of recognition has come. After recognition, as we all know, testing and crisis happens. So why is even testing and crisis so important? Because during testing and crisis, they don't run away from each other. They still stick around. They still are together. They take a stand for each other. They love each other, and they know that this is a different thing. This is an intense feeling that they have for each other. So they don't want to let it go. But they have a habit pattern. The mind has a habit pattern of falling into the trap of illusion. There are so many illusions. Eventually, after a while, because no matter who says what, I personally believe that it's the feminine who always reaches the union first. When I say union, I mean to say 5D union. She will always be the first one to reach, even though she started late, even though it was the masculine who started it first. But despite starting it first, he gets lost somewhere in the journey and he stays a little behind. So, and there's a reason behind it, because feminine is Shakti. Feminine is the powerhouse. She is the energy. And the masculine gets energy from her. You must have heard it some other places also, like the masculine gets energy from the feminine. What do they mean by that? Because first of all, they are the same people. They are not different people. They are the equal halves of each other, the full completion. But when I say equal halves, it doesn't mean that someone literally cut them from between, from the center, from between, and then there's one half is here. Because soul is always complete and divine. The soul is always complete and divine. And if the soul is complete and divine, and a lot of you would also know that this is your last life on planet Earth. So, it means that the last life on planet Earth means that you are supposed to reach to a place, to a point where you would know by experience, by feeling, not just because someone has said it in a channeling session or you read it in a book, or it is something that you've been hearing from people who are some kind of religious leaders. No, you learn it by your own personal experience. And once you pick it up fully, you then start living a divine life. You become a divine being. Your life is full of divinity. So the masculine sees it from a distance, all of this, because if you're not going to ascend, if you're not going to do any work, or if you're not gonna, drop off your ego, which they do drop off also because it's connected to the feminine's increased self-worth. Now, this is not very difficult to understand. What people don't find easy to understand is the timeline. A lot of feminines get actually stuck in this journey and they go through this apparent delay, which for them looks like a huge wall between the masculine and herself. So what do we do here? It's very simple. You have to let go of that wall. You can't treat it like a wall. You have to treat it like just another fear. Even if in your current reality, he has not contacted you for a long time, or if you are with him, dating him or married to him or whatever the scenario is, or you're maybe just friends with benefits, or you're just platonic friends, whatever your scenario is with this person, you know that it's an intense relationship, and you know that there is a lot that you are basically changing in you to make peace with this, in this relationship with this person. But it doesn't happen. It's so difficult, something or the other keeps going wrong. You're getting triggered. You don't know how to heal yourself. Maybe you are a healer yourself, but still you're finding it hard because you healed way too many people and you basically you clinged on to their energy without even knowing it. Basically, after a lot of trial and tribulations and after going through a lot of harassment, a lot of emotional abuse, the divine masculine awakens to this reality. He gets a reality check that the divine feminine, who he had misunderstood and misjudged, she is not the wrong person here, and she actually has unconditional love for him. And another crazy thing is that he realizes that somehow he is very much connected to her. Now, the way he finds out what love is with her is different than how she finds out how love is, or who he is and what is his role. So this is basically an effect of mirroring. So in the mirroring procedure, what happens is that the feminine who is doing spiritual inner work and matrix inner work is different. They are two different things. But what happens is that whatever happens in the spiritual inner work, in the spiritual realm, whenever the feminine transcends, because you keep transcending, on every step you transcend, like every time you walk up the steps, you are transcending, right? You're going to one extra step. Some people are faster, they take 2 steps at one time. So when she transcends and she gets out of the fake concepts of romantic love, she starts to experience unconditional love. And when she is experiencing unconditional love, he in the matrix reality also has to experience unconditional love. Now, for her, the source of unconditional love is no human. Humans cannot give like any such thing to the divine feminine until and unless she is ascended. And even when I say human cannot, it means that her source of energy and source of unconditional love cannot be another human being, because human beings are looking up to her. She doesn't have to be anyone's savior. And if people are looking for a savior, a person who's going to save them by taking all of their negative karma, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. Even if you're an ascended master, even if you are a reincarnated soul, a god like Vishnu or Lakshmi or Krishna or Radha, they're all incarnated on planet Earth. Even if you're that, then also you cannot do it for another person. The only way it can happen is when you have the grace of Guru. That is why we say that Guru is the bridge between the masculine or the feminine and God. Basically, masculine has a different world altogether. It's the feminine who's in connection with spiritual ascended masters. Why? Because her side of the job is to manage the spiritual affairs. And his side of the job is to learn from his mistakes so that they can make a very abundant relationship later on. The divine feminine in this energy reaches to a place in her life where she feels that she can do anything and everything without being codependent on someone. Even if that means that she has to, take the child everywhere with her to the workplaces and things like that. So, she first realizes that you and me are same, as in the speaker and the listener are the same, because she is integrated with source. She is integrating with source energy, and at the same time she is practicing source integration every single day dedicatedly, with courage, with dedication, so that one fine day the spontaneity of life is visible to you, so that one fine day you don't have to even look at the clock once and you know that this is the time to wake up, or this is the time to sleep, and this is the time to eat, blah blah blah. Alright, so the feminine soon starts realizing that if I am going to hook onto him, if I am going to cling onto him for energy, then I am going to ruin not only my peace of mind but his also. And he would keep running. Okay? So, we don't want the divine masculine to run so much. What is the point of running? What is the point of chasing? No point at all. It's just to bring you, or you come back to reality. In reality, certain things cannot be done. They are impossible to achieve. So people use a medium of expression to show or to do things that they otherwise can't do in their authentic state. They are not even authentic. Forget about being in authentic state. They are not fully authentic. So we will continue this because the feminine says this to source, that you are mine and I am yours. That is the love a true devotee has for the source. You are mine and I am yours. Simple as that. So even though the split happens between the masculine and feminine, she realizes that it has happened for the best. And the most amazing part is that the feminine looks at the masculine. Now, it doesn't matter for her whether they are separated, not separated, whether he is living in the same country or not, whether they are talking or they are not talking. When the feminine reaches this place, it is such a beautiful space. This is such a beautiful place to be in, because she is now really enjoying her life in a way that it cannot even be described. If someone asks you to describe unconditional love in words, it's really not possible. I mean, even I can only try. While I'm telling other people what is unconditional love, I can only try to describe it. But, you can't make other people feel how you're feeling about it. But when you do see some people have experienced it, or they are experiencing unconditional love on a daily basis in their life all the time, you can see it in their eyes. You can have some conversations, and all those people who have experienced unconditional love, they also say the same thing, that could have never imagined from this pain and from all of this that I've gone through, I would eventually reach here. So when the feminine finds unconditional love, when she connects, when the source, the flame is burnt, and this is not the type of flame that needs oil or it needs any sort of a lamp. It is a flame that burns on its own. It is an eternal flame. So when that eternal flame burns, there is no blame. There is no blame, because you realize that if the DM or the person you call Twinflame, if that person had not been in your life, how the things unfolded, how the things have unfolded, it would not have been possible. And you also see that person as another version of you. It's another you who compelled you to become connected and integrated with source, because you realize that this type of love, it's impossible to get this type of love. And then you thank this person, because somewhere this person also had an unconditional approach towards you. Because of that, they got really hurt, because ego came in the way. So divine masculine also loves the divine feminine a lot. And he doesn't love her because of the body or because of anything else. He just doesn't know why he loves her so much. And that is true love. When you don't even know why you love a person. You could be having 100 differences, but you love a person. So when he was in love with this feminine, his feminine, he obviously got very upset or very heartbroken when he assumed or he misunderstood, because obviously they're not 100% there, or they don't understand everything at that point in time. So he goes like, why is she's not the one then? Why is she not the one who loves me deeply the way I love her? Why is she so difficult? Why is it so difficult to understand what's going on with her? Or so many things. He feels that she's lied to him, or she's not done, she has not treated him well, because even he is this overprivileged, pampered guy, and she is this unsure, not so confident person at that time. At least not confident about love, or at least not confident about her own worth, how worthy she is, how much value she has. So she also thinks that there is some game. Both of them play this game with each other. Both of them try to fool each other, and both of them are very smart with each other, and both of them are testing each other at the same time. And that's why I say it all happens together. But there is just a little bit of advantage that the feminine gets. I would like to say that the feminine gets the advantage because she's Shakti after all. She's the one who's the feminine energy. She is the source of power. So once the flame of Shakti is burnt, it's lit. It's an eternal flame. It can never go out. It doesn't need any stimuli. It doesn't need anything. It just happens. And when it happens, she is like, wow, what am I doing here now? Sometimes they also feel that my work is done, but because I was here to, attain this state of unconditional love. Now, what am I supposed to do? That's the reason why I think universe gives the feminine mission work, so that she stays at least till the time the mission work is going on. The mission work, once, it feels or it seems to be that it's done, then she can do whatever she wants. Now, I don't want to sound, like negative, because some people see death as a very negative thing. It's just moving on, that's it. It's because you're on earth. Earth is a temporary place. Please don't get so attached with earth. Some people say to me that I'm all by myself, I'm lonely, or the word alone also they say it in a negative way. I tell them that you're any which way alone. All souls, every soul is on an individual journey. And if you learn it on planet Earth, but you can't be sad about it, you've got to be happy about it, because you actually find true bliss when you know that you are a soul and you're an individual and you're alone. Your twin flame is actually there to help you understand it. Your twin flame is here to connect you with the source of unconditional love, the eternal source of unconditional love, because they are also on the same journey, just as you. They are looking for the same thing. And people who actually find unconditional love, they really want everyone to get it. They genuinely want everyone to get it, because when they feel it, when they experience it, when they figure it out, they go like, oh my God, this is the best thing. And then they understand why mission work is so important, because as long as they're alive, whatever time universe has given to them, whatever number of years they have, till their last breath, they want to contribute to the mission work, just whatever way they can. So on that note, I'm going to be closing this channeling, because the message in this channeling is very clear that you and Divine Masculine are not separate entities. You are the same, because your purpose to be here is same, is to help both, each one of you to figure out, to know, to reach to that sweet, sweet, sweet nectar of true love. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.